Okay, this is weird. I guess first things first is, hi, I'm Billy, also known as the Pyrex Lady on TikTok. You can find me at BillyBillyB, and I am not a felon. That's a weird thing to have to come out and say on a public platform, but because I don't know how far this rumor has spread, I felt it was probably in my best interest to do this publicly and explain the situation and clear my name. So here we go. But to understand everything that's going on, we got to take it way back. Way back to April of 2021. Bear with me. This is going to be a little lengthy, but I promise all the upfront detail will make all the sense in the world when I tell you the back end. So sit tight. I am good friends, I'd say best buddies, with someone on TikTok that you all may know as Collectabills. Bill has been my top tier, biggest supporter, best friend, biggest cheerleader, always there, super funny, super friendly, solid dude. And over the past year and a half since I've been on TikTok, he has been there every step of the way. Since I had 300 followers, that man has been there being like, it's all good, Billy, let's go. And in that time, he has built this beautiful, wonderful job for himself, ethically reselling pieces that he finds all over the place. But anyway, unfortunately with COVID, he had lost his job and was on unemployment in April of 2021. Well, if you know anything about Ohio, where Bill was from at the time or living at the time, they experienced a massive hack of their unemployment system between April and May of 2021. That was everything from cards being stolen to checking accounts being drained, and unfortunately Bill was the victim of this hack and his accounts were drained. He had been waiting for a check in the mail to come for unemployment, and it didn't show up, and it didn't show up, and it didn't show up, and so they issued him one of these cards with his funds on it to hold him over until they could figure out what was going on. And in that time, the hackers were able to get a hold of the card and his bank account information, internally switch the information, and take everything. This was terrible, and he was crushed. So of course, he went to multiple people, his friends, me, and a couple of other mutuals included, and told them what had happened, full story, that he had been hacked, a lot of other people had been hacked, and it was an unfortunate circumstance. Pretty quickly, he knew what had happened and let us all know, and the updates were so terrible because there's nothing you can do. These hackers just take and then they disappear into the night, and you never know what happened to your funds. Even to this day, the state of Ohio is just now admitting that something bad happened, and are just now starting to get funds back to people. And so far, Bill, unfortunately, has not been able to regain any of the monies lost from unemployment April through May. So I'll just stop there with that. Like any person who's frustrated with the situation, like I said, he went around and vented to a few people. And one of those people he vented to was Matt Grohl. If you don't know who Matt is, he is known as Thrifter Sifter on TikTok. Matt and I have a history of butting heads and not necessarily getting along for a variety of reasons, which I won't go into in this video, but none of them being extremely vicious or vitriolic on either side. I do not mind when people talk crap about me. Everybody's allowed to hate somebody, so okay. Well, Bill and Matt were mutuals on TikTok, and Bill had confided in Matt what had happened with the hackers and his card and the checks and how terrible it was. Unbeknownst to me, Matt had blocked me on TikTok, and I have just recently found that out. And now, mind you, these conversations about Bill's, things being hacked had happened in April, May, a little bit of June. Apparently, I had been blocked somewhere between June, July-ish. Couldn't figure out why I didn't notice I had even been blocked until very recently, which was late October, early November. I had been made aware that I had been blocked because I went to his channel as there was a very popular video that was spreading around that unfortunately misinformation was being spread and people were tagging me nonstop, but of course they were ghost notifications. So I was like, I I can't see it. I don't know what it's about. And someone said, have you seen Thrifter Sifter's video? I linked it here. I said, I'm sorry, I'm blocked, but I don't know why. So I inquired with Bill why I might have been blocked. Bill didn't know either. So I was like, that's interesting. That's strange. So we start looking around. And what we come across after talking to multiple people is that, unfortunately, Matt has chosen to take the road of libel. I have screenshots. I'll be happy to present them here. Someone who I will not name in this video was sent a message by Matt. And if you can read there, it says that I hacked Bill's bank account and drained all of his money. That, first off, hacking anyone's bank account, stealing from anyone's bank account, even accessing someone's bank account is a felony. 1. As you read, his reasoning is because my partner was working on Bill's website. Now, let's clear this up, and I'll be more than happy to share the screenshots here as well. Earlier on in 2021, Bill was rebranding, and he had been sketching up some beautiful artwork and wanted to know if his new logo should be one of the 3 options shown here. He sent this to me. He asked if Ian, my partner, would be okay taking a look at it and, going through it and seeing what would be best for his brand. My partner Ian is a graphic artist and designer, as well as musician, but he's not a techie. And so the extent of it was, Bill sent him the pictures of his drawings, and Ian just talked him through it. Ian was never given access to Bill's website. Ian never worked on Bill's website. Ian did not help set up Bill's website. Bill just sent him his sketches and asked what Ian thought. Ian gave his professional opinion, and it ended there. The confusion I have is why somebody would say so many untrue things, one right after the other, especially about a situation in which they, as well as I, as the party, as well as the party he was speaking to, as well as Bill, the victim of being, hacked, knows how it happened. Why my name was brought into it is honestly beyond me. Why my partner was pulled in on it, honestly beyond me. But I have a few ideas. Once again, I won't bring them up here, but to dislike somebody is one thing. And, I dislike people. I may not speak favorably of some people, and that's okay. But one thing I never do when it comes to people that I do not enjoy is lie about them. I may have opinions, but I do not accuse them of a crime. Accusing somebody of a crime in the state of South Dakota, as well as the state of Pennsylvania, where I live and where Matt lives, that is a misdemeanor and punishable by fines. Also a suable offense, open and shut case. I've been advised by my lawyer that I absolutely could sue. However, in this situation, I'm not after money. And that is what you get out of lawsuits, is money. I don't care about money. What I do care about is the truth. And the truth of the matter is, I did not hack my best friend's bank account. I can barely set up Instacart on my phone. And as much as I joke and laugh about it, I am extremely hurt by this. Bill is one of my best friends. He has been there for me in some of the absolute darkest times of my life. I have changed jobs twice. I have moved. I've been through a very vicious final separation from my ex-husband. I've been through a horrific instance with an abusive roommate. I have trusted him with some of my darkest secrets. He has been there for me through so many things, and I hope that I have been there for him as well. And to hear somebody use my name in any kind of relation to hurting one of my best friends is beyond painful. And I'll repeat myself, I'll be a broken record through the rest of this, and I'm sorry. It is one thing to not like somebody. It is another thing to accuse them of a felony, which you were right in your message, Matt. It is a stretch because it didn't happen. And I'm so sorry you thought that this wouldn't get out. And I'm so sorry that you have it in your head that people would sit by and listen to you speak this way about somebody they know didn't do this. Bill on multiple occasions has told Matt what happened, has told Matt how it happened. So to reach out to a third party and however many other people in the thrifting community that I am committing felonious acts, it comes from one place, and that is pain. I feel, Matt, that you are in a lot of pain because only people who are insecure and in emotional turmoil harm people in the way that you have attempted to harm me. You're probably wondering what I want out of this. I don't know how many people you've told, Matt. I don't. And if you say just that one person, I don't believe you. No one says that with that much vibrato and has just said it to one person. I want an apology. I want an apology on TikTok, pinned to the top of your page for the next week, 2 weeks, however long you feel is right. Let's say a week minimum. Admitting to what you did and explaining how you're going to do better. I think you owe everybody an apology that you've affected in this. Spoken to no less than 6 people, 4 of whom you are currently mutuals with, who you have used to further your popularity on TikTok with no credit whatsoever. So yeah, you owe everybody an apology. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you get better. I hope you find peace. Everyone deserves peace. And even though you don't wish me well, I wish you well. And that's it. So I recorded all of that a little over 24 hours ago. And in that short span of time, some things have occurred that give me great pause. A few creators, since learning of what's going on, have chosen to separate themselves from Matt parasocially on social media. They have removed him from their social media and blocked him. 2 of these people who have done so, who are creators on TikTok, have received harassment from him, from other accounts that he has. But the one that causes me the most concern is Bill waking up to this. So what that is one of Matt's other accounts that I guess Bill hadn't blocked or didn't even know existed. And in the span of like 15 minutes, copied and pasted the same comment on multiple videos of Bill's, asking why he didn't come to talk to him, about things and why is he blocked. I want everyone to keep in mind that I've seen the messages. Bill has most certainly spoken to Matt about the things that he finds unsavory about their relationship as friends, prior relationship now as friends. But something to also keep in mind here is that when Bill was speaking to Matt about these things that were bothering him, none of them were about what this whole video is about. Just to fill everybody in, this is actually the first time that Matt is hearing about, seeing, or knowing that I know what he is going around saying about me. So this whole video is a nice excursion into discovery for Matt. Matt and I did not have a even parasocial relationship, really. We've messaged a few times. I have expressed to him a few things that have caused concern that he has posted. I have corrected a few of his videos that he is spreading misinformation in. And that is the extent of it. If he is willing to go around and claim that I am committing crimes that I have not in an attempt to slander me, and we don't even have a relationship, I don't blame anyone who does have any sort of friendship or relationship with him for distancing themselves out of fear that he can and possibly will do the same to them. He was making these claims about me in June or July, and probably still now. Once again, I don't know how many people he's told this to, but if it hadn't been for someone coming forward and saying something about it, maybe I wouldn't have known until I lost job opportunities. Maybe I wouldn't have known until I lost brand deals. But the fact of the matter is, Matt, you need to stop. You're scaring people. The way in which you are conducting yourself right now is threatening. It is threatening. If somebody separates themselves from you and your response is to then harass them and stalk them from multiple accounts, Matt, when I say this, I mean this. You are skating on extremely thin ice right now. Extremely thin ice. You need to stop. You need to stop. I'm not out to embarrass you. I'm not out to harm you. I am here clearing my name, and I wouldn't be here unless it was for your actions. I'm going to say this again. I hope you find peace, because this is nuts, and it must come to an end.